3 people over the next 90 days who are looking to get completely out of their comfort zone and deal with yours truly. Jump on the call, launchwithdan.com. Hope you enjoy the show.
Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Here's the big question for you. If you really truly understand where you're at today in your life, if you know exactly where you're at, do you know where you're going? Because that's the hardest thing for most people to figure out, is what do they really want? So many choices, so many distractions, so many undisciplined things out there. There's so many different people, even in my space, in the coaching space, there's so many different people saying, my way is better, this way's better, try this way or whatever. Listen, you can't reinvent the wheel. The method that I discovered is very similar to a lot of other people's methods, but there's one difference. There's one really huge difference. That difference comes down to my experiences and my story. And if you have a story to tell, if you have experiences you want to talk about, I'd love to know about them. Go to launchwithdan.com and get on my calendar. Let's take your experiences, let's take your story and figure out how we can create a better story for the rest of your life. Because that's what this is all about. This is just about getting better. It's about making a couple of changes here and there. My method, somebody else's method, they're all the same. They're all the same. Become aware, identify, decide, take action. That's my thing. There's other people. Kevin Hart's got his. Grant Cardone's got his. Tony Robbins has his. Les Brown has his. Sam Crowley has his. Brian Tracy has his. Tom Hopkins has his. I can go on and on. I think I can. But truth is that there are so many different ways, the same way to get where you want to go. The only thing is different is here. Do you connect with my story? Do you resonate? Do you have to be a drug-addicted alcoholic? That's not who defines me. That's not what I am. I'm a sober individual who's trying to live an honest lifestyle. And I'm trying to do that. I'm conscious. I believe in God. I'm okay to say that. I hope you are too, whatever you believe in. I believe in my family. I understand my family is a gift from God. I understand that all these challenges that I face in my life are opportunities for me to become a better person. And these challenges and opportunities that I have are my way of communicating with the world that, listen, if you have challenges, if you have adversity, let's learn from those lessons and apply the principles that you've learned to become better. And you become better because you want to help serve more people. You want to serve more people in your family, in your work environment, in your community. That's what you want to do. And that's what I'm trying to do with this podcast. I'm looking for 3 people that want to make a change. I'm looking for 3 people, no matter where you're at in the world, for the next 90 days to let's go for it. Let's do it. Let's make this happen. Let's work together so you can get exactly what you want. Because I believe if 2 people have the same goal, they should work together. Why don't you and I work together so that you can get exactly what you want? How crazy is this? You have goals, hopes, dreams, and ambitions, and you're trying to figure out what the next step is to do. And I'm talking in my car, driving to and from, communicating to you that I want to help you. Go to launchwithdan.com, get on the calendar. I will call you. We'll have a great conversation. We'll lay out some principles as far as things that you can do today to get you going the right way. And then all I'm asking from you is a testimonial to say that this really worked. Because no matter what method you choose, I'm going to hold you accountable. And it's not confusing. It's really simple. I'm at point A and I'm going to get to point B. Let's talk about point A. Let's talk about point B. Then I'll work on what's in the middle. Then you'll actually go to work. How do you like that? Just to kind of show you how this would work. Listen, I got into sales. I had to read a book. I read a book, I practiced those things and did okay. I learned from some people, I did better. I read some more books, learned from some more people. I got better and better at it. Started going to seminars, started to invest heavily in myself in sales, learned how to communicate effectively to persuade people towards my way of thinking, to my products or services. I've done everything from sold art to selling automobiles to selling vacuum cleaners door to door. You just advertising. I've done all different types of selling. And it all comes down to the same things. And then people are asking me in the vacuum cleaner business, they were asking me to train people on how to sell vacuum cleaners door to door. Not only the sales process of going door to door, but the actual training of selling a vacuum cleaner. That's crazy. Selling an automobile, giving presentations, selling the communication of how to operate in a car dealership. Just all kinds of crazy things that people want you to sell. And then next thing you know, it's this. Next thing you know, somebody asked me, hey, I want you to be part of my organization. I want you to sell my system of selling. So I had a mentor. And for 2 weeks, I went to boot camp. I studied and studied and studied, and then I had to get up on stage in front of a bunch of cameras and let the audience know that wasn't there, that I knew the material and I knew how to effectively communicate with the audience that wasn't there on how to sell this system. And I did it. And I did horrible at it. They thought I did great, but it was horrible. Could you imagine that? Having 8 different cameras in your face, talking to a room that sits about 300 people and there's nobody in there. It's just a big recording studio. And you're being formally taught how to speak to an audience. It's crazy. Some people do it naturally and they're wonderful. I'm so afraid to get up on stage. I ended up having to get past those fears. And it's funny, when I finally got past the fears, like I talked about in one of the episodes about bullies, when I just stood up to it and realized that I got to get out of my shyness, I really do know this stuff, and I just have to put it out there with my experiences and my story, not my mentor's story, but my stories. I was always worried about that. I have no story or experience. Are you kidding me? I've got one of the best, underdog stories you could ever possibly imagine. It should be made into a screenplay to help motivate and inspire people. You don't have to be a drug addict to hear my story. You don't have to be an alcoholic. You don't have to be a sales guy. You don't have to be anybody of any certain thing. What you have to do is be a person who has had some adversity, who wants better things. Because I've had the adversity. Not nearly as bad as some, but I've had some adversity and I had to fight through it. I got that 2x4 clocked right in my face. Life gave me a dose of reality that was almost hard to come back from. But I did. And I'm better for it. And that's what I want for you. I do want to work with you to help get you where you want to go. And that phone call is you and I figuring out where you're at and where you want to go. And I'll tell you what, there's a call to action. Go to launchwithdan.com. Go to launchwithdan.com. Looking for 3 people who want to take 90 days, put it all on the line, and see what happens. How different, how exciting would your life be? Now's the time for you to take action. Get out of your comfort zone. Start living on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.